This is the Good Regardless podcast. I'm your host, Leslie Ariano. What is up, you guys? Episode 14. We're here. Welcome to Good Regardless. If you guys are new around here, my name is Leslie Ariano. I am your host of this podcast, and I am so happy that you guys are tuning in. Welcome to the podcast. So today's episode, y'all, I need to get some juice all up in me because let me actually try this. So if y'all are new around here, maybe you don't know this, but I have been on a mocktail type of vibe. So I haven't really been drinking, you guys, which means that I've been trying a lot of different mocktails, a lot of different drinks. So I'm going to try another one right now. It's called Euphorics, a functional beverage for modern rituals. What does that mean? Bringing joy, awaken your heart. I'm like, ¿qué es esto? Inspired by your favorite all-day rosé, only dreamier. Wait, does this have alcohol in it? No, it doesn't say any alcohol. It says 0.0. So funny story, y'all. So my dad doesn't drink at all. Like he is 110% sober. So no drinking, no nothing. And obviously, I've been not drinking as well, but your girl does like to have her mocktails. I've been also going to like Total Wine and getting like different beverages that are like non-alcoholic. But for some reason, like even the non-alcoholic beverages, they have the ABV, which is where the percentage of alcohol is supposed to go. So technically it does have like it's not enough alcohol to get you intoxicated or to feel anything, but I don't know. I think by law they have to have it there. So anyways, when we go like to have dinner or whatever, like I'm over here like, yeah, I'm getting a mocktail because it doesn't have any alcohol. Like it literally won't do anything to you. And he's like, you shouldn't be fooling yourself. Da, 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 da. And I'm just like, bruh, it's good. Okay. And so I'm going to try this one. I don't know. I feel like this one, I'm kind of skeptical. Let's try it. Okay. She's not bad. She's not bad at all. These are the Euphorics. Super cute. Matches with my outfit today. She's giving jersey. She's giving athletic. She's giving, if y'all can't see, I'm wearing a really cute jersey and it's not mine, but I'm wearing it for today. And I just feel like it's so cute and it matches with the drink. The vibes are just vibing right now. Look at that. Okay, so I needed this. I needed this little energy kick right here. So I was just in Palm Desert for spring break. So Richard was on spring break. And we wanted to do like a staycation, kind of just go away for a couple of days. And we were like, all right, let's go to Palm Desert. We've been going a lot to like Joshua Tree area, Palm Desert, Palm Springs is all over there, like in the desert. And we had a really amazing time. It was so much fun, you guys. Like if you've never gone to Palm Springs and you live to LA, which that was me. I have lived in Los Angeles area, San Fernando my entire life, Orange County area. And like I had never gone to Palm Springs. Palm Springs, you guys. Oh my God, now I'm going to be burping. Sorry. Palm Springs is a place that you just go and do absolutely nothing besides relax. You go to the pool, you go have dinner, you come back, watch Netflix, and chill. So the first time that we had ever gone to Palm Desert, y'all, I am the type of person that like thrives off of just having an itinerary. I need to be doing things. I need, schedules. I need this, I need that, which is, I don't know, like I truly feel like it's because when you live in an area that there's a lot of people, naturally you just are on the go, go, go. So you kind of get adapted to the energy of the city, of the lifestyle that you live. So it takes me a lot, I feel, before to know how to just turn it off and calm down, which is why I feel like I love Joshua Tree so much and why I like going to places like Palm Springs, because it literally forces you to chill. And when you live in an area where that's just not really like a thing, like, even you go to anywhere around here, there's always so many people, the energy of like people are always road raging and all kinds of stuff. So I really have truly enjoyed going to places like that because I feel like it just forces me to turn off. And the first time that I ever went to Palm Desert, I was not in my element because I didn't know how to turn off. Like, I didn't know how to just relax. Like, girl, just relax. You don't gotta have an itinerary. You don't gotta be doing anything besides just chilling. And I remember being at the pool, and the guy that was working there, they have people like kind of working at the pool and bringing food and drinks and all that kind of stuff. He was like, yeah, people from like the Valley, Los Angeles, if you're from like a really like, cities popping, they come here with their laptops, and you're like on this go mode, and then you kind of just like, wait, what's going on? Like, there's nothing to really do besides go in the pool, play golf, and just chill. So I've learned to really, really love that. So anytime that I can go out there, I'm like, yes, let's go out there. So literally, we booked the hotel like the week of, literally, I think like 2 days before. We're like, oh, let's just go do something, let's get out of LA, because I think it was actually kind of cold out here, and we wanted to go to the pool. So we stayed at the Renaissance Esmeralda, I think that's what it's called, which is a really, really nice property. And it's not really in Palm Springs, it's in Palm Desert. So if you're thinking about taking a trip out there, it's a really nice area. And I wasn't really, crazy about, I didn't care that we weren't in actual Palm Springs, because we weren't really going out besides like having dinner. Every time we go to Palm Springs, it's very chill. Like, we're literally in bed by like 10:30. And then I'm always like, can we watch a movie? Can we like do Netflix? And then Richard always falls asleep. So it's just like, I end up watching a movie by myself. But it was super cool. Highly recommend that property. It has multiple different pool areas. This time that we went, it was a little bit more packed because I think it was like spring break. There was a conference. So there was just a lot more people there, which wasn't bad. But obviously it's nice when you have a whole resort to yourself. So yeah, that place is really nice. We went to go eat at this really, really good restaurant called Barcelli. I'm giving you guys all the tips because I know summer's about to be around the corner, and I know like everyone's planning their summer vacations, what they want to do, all this kind of stuff. Palm Desert, Palm Springs is perfect. It's only like an hour and a half. No, it's like 2 hours away. 2 hours away. We went to Barcelli. This is also like, I thought I was gonna have a hard, no, not really. I thought I was gonna have a hard time. When I think of going to the pool, I think about having a beer. Like, when I think about going to the pool or like doing anything chill or being on vacation, my mind automatically is like, I just need to like relax. I need to have a drink, da 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 da. And it's just been so nice, you guys, to be over the hump where I feel like I'm actually, like, I do feel good not drinking. So I'm not gonna lie, like, I did crave a beer at the pool. Like, there's nothing like, putting some tanning oil on and just like having the sun hit you and just like being in the pool. But the way I've been kind of compromising those cravings is by still getting my michelada and just making it non-alcoholic. I know that like some people out there are gonna be like, it's not the same. Obviously, it's not the same. You're not gonna get lit, but you're also not gonna feel bad, or bloated, or like just that nasty like feeling that you get after you drink. And I don't know, you guys, like, I'm on the fence right now because this is the longest I've ever gone without drinking. It's about to be 3 whole months, and so many people have been hitting me up on Instagram talking about like them doing the same thing. They're going on the same journey of not drinking. And I think that it's always nice to kind of go through different phases. Like, I'm sure people have gone through, phases where they don't drink for a year, 2 years, 6 months, whatever. Like, I still tell Rich, I'm like, I want to drink just with you. Like, if we go out to have dinner, I wouldn't mind like a nice glass of wine. So I know down the line, that's most likely what's going to end up happening. But like, to go out and feeling like I need to drink to socialize, I'm happy that that's just not where I'm at anymore. Like, I don't mind going out. Like, even a couple weeks ago, we were at a party and I was just like, I'm chill. Like, I could still have a good time. And that's one of the big reasons that I feel like I have not wanted to go back to drinking, because I feel like I'm finally like starting to be like, okay, like, you actually don't need, I don't need to be, drinking so much and like, taking 6, 7, 8 shots. Like, y'all, that's what I used to be on. And I have pictures, you guys, in my phone, because I like will go through my phone and I'll like look at just like all these pictures of me so hungover, and I purposely would take those photos and I look back, I'm like, you see, you don't want to feel like that. Just remember, you don't want to feel like that. So I think I'm definitely enjoying being sober. And I was telling Richard, like, this is, it's a fun feeling to know that like I am really enjoying being sober. Like I'm actually having a good time, like being by the pool, hanging out with you. Like I feel like this is something that I can adopt more frequently. Like I can get into this mindset more often than being the type of person that I was, where I couldn't do pretty much anything if I didn't have a drink. And I feel like this is like a mindset that you kind of have to train your brain to start to be like, okay, like I don't need that to have fun. It's cool because like one of my friends, Angela's also doing this too. I don't think she's drank since last year. So this is just the phase that we're in right now. I'm sure down the line we'll have a glass of wine here and there, but I just think it's good for us right now, and like just relearning how to enjoy being sober and like not be in a different state of mind. Like I actually am enjoying being sober. And to top it off, like I swear I have like epiphanies when I'm sober too. I'm like, wait, if I was here, say like even Richard, he hasn't really been drinking either. I think he did the 75 hard, and then he had a beer, and then he was like, yeah, I didn't really feel it. And I was like, really? And he was like, yeah, like maybe if I was with you and we were both drinking together, but I don't feel like I need to drink by myself. And I was like, okay. So when we were in Palm Springs, Palm Desert, he didn't drink either. And I was like, if you were drinking, we're doing the exact same thing. Like if this makes sense to you guys, like if you go out to dinner with friends or if you go out dancing, everybody's doing the same thing. You're doing the same thing. The only thing is that you're not drinking. And I think that the more you tell yourself that you're not going to have fun because you're not drinking, you put yourself in that mood. But if you go in like, oh, we're about to have a good time, regardless of me drinking or not, take that out of the equation. You set yourself up for like having good times, if that makes sense. But that was my little update for you guys. Let me take another sip of this because it's actually really good. Oh, and the Hyos too. So these are really good. I'm telling you, I've been trying them all. These are so good. I saw them on TikTok and I was like, yes, buying them immediately. So I went to go buy these. These are Hyos, the non-alcoholic social tonic. They have all these different like ingredients that are super good for you. They have mushroom extract, organic ashwagandha extract. I don't even know how to say half of these things. Lion mane. They only have 3 grams of sugar, and I love them because they literally have like the bubbliest taste. And I like seltzers and stuff, so it has such a good taste. Get the blackberry lemon one. These are fire, and the only reason why I didn't open this because I went to go buy more of these, y'all. Like these are really good at Sprouts. You can find them at Sprouts. Is because they weren't cold yet. So anywho, that is update 2. We've been having a really great week. We also just finished celebrating Easter, which was amazing. The resurrection of Jesus. We've been just this is like the first time that I've been like super busy around that time because obviously like it's our first Easter and our first holiday like season, our first Holy Week, as we've stepped into like our new faith, as we become Christians. This is our first Christian time, like we're as us Christians, as us celebrating these holidays and knowing what they mean. So we've just been learning so much and just having a really just amazing time learning about everything that Jesus has done for us, learning about different ways that, we can honor him, honor what he's done for us. Like on Friday, Richard and I checked out a church in LA that was really awesome. And then our church Freedom, which we absolutely love going to. We were there Saturday volunteering. Well, I was there Saturday volunteering and Sunday. And it was just so amazing, you guys, to see the amount of people that came out on Sunday. Like I wasn't expecting that many people. Like I know that they were saying that this is like our Super Bowl. They always say like Easter is like our Super Bowl because it is the time that so many people are coming to church because they're honoring the fact that Jesus, died on the cross and resurrected. So it's a huge holiday. It's not a holiday. It's a huge event that took place. So there's so many people on all different walks of faith, like wherever they're at, that come because they know how important the resurrection is. They know how important Easter is. So like seeing the amount of people, I was like, whoa, like this is so cool. Seeing so many new faces and just being around that community. Like, I have started like helping do creative content for the church. So that's been super fun for me because obviously I love doing creative content, and the fact that I get to, help in some way do it for my church. Like I was like, okay, yes, like this is getting me so excited because I think that sometimes when we create content, we kind of get in like these creative ruts. But as soon as like, I was like, okay, like I was asked to help with this. I was like, okay, I'm super excited about this. So a lot of really great things have been happening, and I'm just super blessed to be be in this community. And, if you did come out for Easter, I hope that you really enjoyed the service. And if not, there's so many cool things that are happening in at Freedom and just like locally. I feel like there's so many people that are just like, let's go, like, spreading the love that they have for Jesus and spreading the message of what he's done for them. So it's just really powerful to see. But yeah, that's kind of just been my update for you guys. Today, we're not going to do an ask less question, but we're going to get right into our topic for today, which is going to be for the lover girls. It's going to be about situationships, toxic men. This is something, you guys, that is so near and dear to my heart. Like, I am for the lover girls. Like, I am team lover girl. I am for the girlies. And when I hear the stories or when I see, the times that like men aren't treating women the way they're supposed to, or maybe I hear of, women not basically requiring more from men, it really hurts me so much to the core. I don't know what it is, y'all. Like, I feel like I've been like this forever, but when I hear stories of men treating women like basura, it literally irks me so much. Like, it irks me so much when I hear the horror stories, when I hear the type of men that are out there that are just like so mean to the girls that love them or like that like them, that are just like bare minimum men. Like, I just can't with that. I cannot with the men who just take advantage of the fact that women really are lover girls. And I feel like, we're vulnerable in that aspect because I feel like we, want to see the best in men, and we let a lot of things slide sometimes. But it just irks me so much when I hear men treating women like how they're not supposed to treat them. It makes me want to squish them like the bug that they are for treating people this way, like treating women this way. Am I the only one that gets this upset? Because I swear, you guys, like, this makes me so, so mad. So I've just been thinking a lot about this because I know this is something that has been going on forever, like forever, since I feel like I can remember. Since I was in high school, when I was in college, there's always men, there's always a story of a guy treating a girl like crap. And it's ongoing in every season, in every like area. It's always there. And I've just been thinking a lot about that. Like, what is that? Like, why does that happen? Why do we allow men to treat us less than? Why do we allow that type of treatment? Why do we allow men to walk all over us? So I've just been really just thinking about all this, and it's really been near and dear to my heart because, like I told you guys, I'm for the lover girls. And if I know that you're a guy out there and you're treating a girl and you're like stringing her along, or like, the guys will do the thing where like they act like they're not that interested in you, or like, they'll leave you feeling confused. The boys will do that. If you're a boy, that is the way you maneuver in the dating world. You have women feeling confused. You gaslight them. You love bomb them. You like act like you're not interested in them. You play them. And it's just, so we're going to do a whole episode to talk about how we can stop that from happening, because we are for the girlies here. We are for the girlies. So I think one of my favorite lines of all time, like seriously, hands down, is if he wanted to, he would. If he wanted to, he would. It's such a simple line, but it's like, bro, it is really that simple. When you're dating someone, if you're dating a man, you know if he's about you or not. Because if he wanted to, he would. If he wanted to take you out on nice dates, he will. If he wanted to get to know you more, he will. Like, when a guy truly likes someone, when a guy truly likes you and he has good intentions with you, he is going to go out of his way to pursue you and make you feel secure in the relationship. That is what a man will do. A boy will play games with you. He'll make you feel like, confused about the situation. There are two different types of people. And I feel like a lot of the times when I hear these issues, it's because women find themselves dating boys instead of men. Men are going to make it super clear what their intentions are. And I feel like knowing if he wanted to, he would is just such a simple line, but it really is just so true. I think about just the effort, and I think that when you come across a man who has respect for you, who has good intentions, who loves you, I just think about my relationship, and it's like, bro, if a guy likes you, he's gonna go out of his way for you. He will drive the hour, he will drive the hour and a half, he will, send the flowers, he will send the text, he will call you, he will do all the things that a man does when he likes someone. If he's not doing those things for you, he doesn't like you. If the boy or the guy that you're dating isn't showing up for you in those ways, he doesn't like you. And I say that with like the most love, but I feel like we also have to be honest, because sometimes we're in situations where we're getting played, but we're allowing them to play with us. We're allowing men to have this sort of like hold on us because we're allowing this treatment. Men treat you the way you allow them to treat you. If you are, allowing this type of behavior, if you're dating someone and you're just like, oh my God, I don't understand. Da, 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 da. At the end of the day, you have the power to remove yourself from that toxic relationship and say, no, I deserve better. I'm telling you guys, like, this really, like, it just, I think the reason why it gets me also is because I want for women and for like everybody that I know, like the women that I know, to just, especially when you know that these women are good women and they have good hearts, like you want you want women to find a partner or to find love that is a reflection of what they deserve. And sometimes I think it's hard for us to see in ourselves what we deserve. And I feel like prior to me finding my relationship with Rich, prior to that relationship, which I will always say that relationship was sent from the Lord, Jesus sent Richard. And I know this to be such a fact because I prayed on my knees for this man. I prayed on my knees. I was like, I am done with the dating world. Like, I cannot be in this. Like, these men are just not it for me. I just was craving more than just what they were giving. I wanted intimacy. I wanted, to feel like, oh, this is my best friend, like he cares about me. And the reality is that I feel like so many women are caught in this phase of not really knowing what the man wants because we give ourselves way too quickly. And this is like even me prior to dating Richard, I was like a whole different person. And I have no problem speaking on that because I truly feel like I've learned so much during that time. And that is why I like to share it, because I'm like, okay, like I remember how it was when I was not, how can I put this? When I was giving access of myself to people who did not deserve it. It never like planned out well. Like it never ended well. And I think about, the brief season of my life that I was single. I feel like I met Richard pretty young. We started dating I mean, I feel like for the most part, at 21, we were already very serious. This is when he had met my family for the first time. Like, so we started dating probably my second year of college. So my first year of college, I thought that I wanted to have the whole college experience of, the whole hookup culture and dating. And I thought that was going to bring me satisfaction. I thought that was going to bring me fulfillment. I thought that I was going to enjoy that, but I actually truly hated it. Like I absolutely did not like that season because one of the things is like I always was left when I was dating men at that season of my life feeling confused and feeling used. Like I always felt used and confused. That's the best way I can describe my single era and like the type of men that I was dating. And that is when I knew that these men that I was dating before, these were men that were coming to me with any good intentions. These were not men from the Lord. They really weren't. They weren't. And at the end of the day, I also had to take account for what was going on in that time, why I was doing these certain things, because you do allow the energy that you receive. If you allow certain treatment, then that's what you're going to receive. When you set the bar really low, that's what you're going to get. But if you set the bar high from the jump, then this is where he needs to meet you. And I truly think that my season of singleness that was brief. I think it was brief, honestly, because I, at a very young age, I feel like, I grew up seeing my parents and like understanding, you know, I'm sure every relationship, every, marriage, whatever the case may be, they have their ups and their downs. Nothing is perfect, right? But I grew up really with an amazing father, like seeing an amazing father, like the way he not only treated me as a daughter, but like I just was always around just this really good energy, this really good example of what it meant to be loved by a man. My parents' relationship is nowhere near perfect, I'm sure, but like just seeing the way that my father loved, I feel like really just enlisted in me at a very young age. It's like, oh, like I can't accept anything less than that. Like I cannot accept any less treatment because I grew up seeing the way my father loved my mom. I grew up seeing the way my father loved me and the love that he displayed. So how am I going to go out and date someone that my father wouldn't approve of? Like, how am I going to go out there and date someone when I've seen firsthand what it means to be loved by a man? So I feel like, definitely your upbringing, what you saw as a child, what you saw, in your adolescence, it does shape the way that you grow up and find men and the relationships that you end up being a part of. Like there's so many things in Richard that I see of my dad. Like it's so crazy to see the similarities that Richard and my dad have. I know that sounds so crazy, but just the way that they love, the way that I feel so secure with Richard, I just know that this is the relationship and the partner that was always meant for me. And I feel like, the only reason why I was given that is because I had decided before I got with Richard, I was like, okay, I realized that I'm actually feeling really icky dating these different men. I don't feel right. It's not serving me in any purpose. I feel like it is me dating these men that are not really treating me the way they're supposed to is a reflection of how I'm feeling. When you have low self-esteem, you have low standards. And I feel like at that time I was, a little confused. I was, new in college. Like I just was trying to figure out my way. And I feel like that really affected my self-esteem, really. And it wasn't until I was like, all right, I'm done with this. Like, this is just not it for me. And I decided, again, like I've told you guys before, clearing the roster. I'm not going on no more dates with anyone. Like, I'm just going to focus on myself. I had to remove all that negativity, all that like energy that wasn't serving me from these men in order to make room for what God had in store for me. I needed to make room for this man who was going to come into my life and be my partner. How am I going to find my partner? How am I going to develop a relationship when my mind is focused on other men, when my mind is focused on other situationships? You cannot want a better man. You can't be waiting for your husband while you also have your boyfriend here on the side. You can't be waiting for this relationship of like, of more that you want when you low key have people right here as like your side option. It's just never going to work because I feel like, God really sees everything. I feel like he sees and he knows everything. So if you are dating all these men or you have like your roster, you have a couple men that, you're in rotation with, that you go out on dates with, in order to find something serious, I'm telling you guys, you need to remove that. And I feel like a lot of us, maybe we have a hard time admitting this, but I think that when we have multiple men that we're entertaining, I feel like we subconsciously do that because we feel like we're not going to find something better out there. We feel like we're not going to find someone out there that's better for us. So we're willing to settle for less than be hopeful that God actually does have someone better in store for you. But again, in order to receive that, you need to clear the roster and you need to make room for a different type of love because you're not going to be able to find that while you're also entertaining other people. Okay, signs also, you guys, that you're dating someone that really isn't that into you. One of the things that I've also that I've been like kind of reading up on is the whole concept of love bombing. So if you guys don't know what love bombing is when you meet someone, right? When you meet a guy And at first glance, he's like, wow, this is the whole package. He's telling you all these things. He's like, yeah, like you're so beautiful, buying you flowers. I want something serious. But then their actions don't correlate. So the reason why men do this, I'm telling y'all, it's crazy. They will love bomb you so that you start to feel secure. You start to put your guard down and you're like, okay, like this guy actually seems like he might be cool. Like I feel like I can actually like let my guard down, like I can give my emotions, like I can actually, um just like trust him. And then what happens? He pulls a 180 on you. And then you start to become just another girl for him. And the way that happens, you guys, and I know this might be a hard pill to swallow, is when you sleep with men that you shouldn't be sleeping with. And this is why, like, it's crazy, like the renewal of the mind, because I feel like when you have sex with someone without developing a relationship with them first, you're all confused in the head. You're thinking that, oh wow, like I must really love this person, or well, wow, actually we have something special. When in all reality, you guys don't have anything special. The only thing that you guys have done is seal the deed. And I feel like that's why we get confused, because we have sex with people and then we're like thinking that it's more than it is, because it is so intimate. And that's why you are supposed to wait to have sex till you're married. Like there are reasons for all this. It's not just because, in the Bible, like there's all these rules just to follow just because. Like when you wait to meet someone and then you do you know what I'm saying? You do the deed. Now there's all these problems. People are not in relationships. Da, 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 da. Why? Because you see more and more people having sex with one another before they're really even ready to do so. Like, and this is something that I feel like is hard to understand, but just think about it so simply. Like, it is something that is so intimate. Having sex with someone is so intimate. So how can you do something that's supposed to be intimate casually? Like even that doesn't make any sense. Like casual sex, like what does that even mean? Like how can you do something intimate casually? Like it doesn't make sense. So I think that a lot of the times women find themselves feeling like they've attached themselves to men, or that there's actually more here than there is, because we've done the thing that we are supposed to wait to do. So definitely the love bombing, when you've been with a guy and like you're confused. If you're confused and you're dating someone, next. Because when a guy likes you and he has good intentions with you, he's not gonna leave you feeling confused. You're gonna feel so secure and like, oh, this is my man. Like you're not gonna be like, wait, I don't know, like, does this guy actually like me? Like, I don't know, is he talking to other girls? Like, da 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 da. Like, if you're feeling any sort of confusion, it's because he hasn't made it clear. And if he hasn't made it clear, it's because it's not a priority to him. And if you're not a priority to him, girl, you don't want him. You do not want him if you're not a priority to him. And I reflect a lot on my relationship, obviously, because I've been with Rich. We're about to hit 7 years, you guys. And even though it hasn't always been perfect, like it has not always been perfect, I've never felt confused about whether he loves me or not. I've never felt confused on whether, I'm his person. Things are bumpy sometimes, for sure. Everybody goes through their rough patches. I remember a period of time where I didn't even know if we were going to make it pre, finding God. Like I remember a period of time where we were just not in a good place. Thank the Lord, we have worked through so many different things. And I just feel like myself back then, I just wasn't in the right headspace. And, there's just so many things that goes on, that no relationship is perfect. But truly, I can say that in my whole time of dating Richard, like I've never felt like an option to him. I've always felt that, even if things haven't been perfect, like I know that this man is about me and I know that he has only the best intentions for me. So I think that if you're in a situation when you're dating someone, or if you're dating a guy and you feel like you're an option, or you feel like you just don't know where you stand, why would you want to be with a man who is leaving you feeling confused, or making you feel like, oh, like I don't even know if he wants to be with me? If the man that you're with you should be so sure that this man is about you. Like it should be so apparent that you are the one for him. And like I talked to you guys about too, like, so I want to, again, how I've realized that like my upbringing definitely had a lot to play with, me realizing quickly that I wasn't into like the hookup culture, that I realizing pretty quick that like this wasn't really for me, because I feel like for sure, like especially nowadays, like it's not a big deal, everyone does it, da da da. Like that is the lie that the world will feed you of just like it's fine, like whatever, when we're not really checking in with ourselves whether this is something that's really for us. So I feel like thanks to me seeing the way, love, I feel like the best example of love, I feel like that's why I kind of got out of that really quickly and I found a relationship pretty quickly, because I knew like this is actually not what I wanted. But I think about, if I was in a situation where I was dating someone that, just was completely like someone that I shouldn't be dating. If you're in a relationship, in a toxic relationship, and this person is lying to you, this person, you feel like you can't trust them, that they're low-key doing some shady stuff behind your back. I always think that I think it's harder for us individually to want more for ourselves, but I always think about my father. Like I always think about my dad. What would my dad say if he knew that I was dating someone that was disrespectful, that was lying to me, that wasn't taking care of me? That would be a complete disrespect to my father. That would be so disrespectful to my dad. He would literally be like, what? Like I don't think I would even be able to bring someone like that around. And I know that this can be hard because some women out there, some of us out there don't have the best relationships with our fathers. Some of us don't know what it means to be loved by a man because we've never seen it. We've never seen the purity of love because maybe you didn't have a relationship with your dad. Maybe, it's strange, maybe it's toxic, but that is why, you guys, it is so important to have a relationship with your Father in heaven, with God, because he shows you what it means to be loved the way you're supposed to be. He shows you this by giving us the life of Jesus. What did Jesus do for his church? Jesus not only had so much grace, had so much love, but the way Jesus loved the church is the way that we're supposed to see love from a man. What did Jesus do for the church? He died on the cross. He gave his life. He sacrificed his life for the church. And that is the type of love that we're supposed to receive from a man. The man is supposed to protect us. The man is supposed to love us, to honor us, to protect us. Like that's literally what they're supposed to do. So I think that if you don't have a relationship with your father here on earth, it's so great that we get our relationship with God in heaven, because that is one of the ways that we're supposed to see God is as a father figure. So pretty much what I'm saying here is we really have no excuse. If we really have no excuse to allow this type of treatment, because even if you didn't have the best example of what it meant to be loved by a man in your own household, you get to know your Father in heaven and you get to have a relationship with him. And he shows us what it means to be loved by a man through Jesus. And I think that that is so amazing that you get that. So even if you don't have a relationship with your Father here on earth, you literally have a God in heaven, a Father in heaven who loves and adores you so much. And he wants you to end up with a man who honors you the way Jesus honored the church, the way Jesus laid down his life for the church, the way he died on the cross and sacrificed his spirit for the church. That is the type of love that he had. And I feel like that is what we're supposed to find in a man that loves us and honors us so much, just like that. And there's no way that we can settle for a man who's wishy-washy, who doesn't even know if he wants us or not. There's just no way, because we have an example of what it means to be loved by a man. We also get this in the Bible, Corinthians, I think it's Corinthians 13:4. We get the scripture, love is patient, love is kind. It does not boast, it's not envy. It is not irritable or resentful. So we just get so many examples of the type of love that we're supposed to receive from men. So I truly feel as we have those examples, we also have to, make our standards higher in order to attract the type of men that are going to be good leaders, the men that are going to be the, leaders of the household, that are going to protect us. Because if not, then we end up dating boys, and we don't want that. I also think of different scenarios too, you guys. Like, I am a big person that is always like thinking about like, what about if this and what about if that, and da 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 da. And obviously, as I've mentioned to you guys, Richard and I have been walking our journey with Jesus together. Like, obviously, it's our own relationship. But, one of the things that I will always just love and respect so much, like, I will never take this for granted, is how much Richard, like, when he knew that I was like wanting to go to church and I wanted to build my relationship with the Lord, like I've said to you guys before, we've always believed in God, but like it just never was what it is now. It was just always so like far away. It was like praying to Santa Claus when I needed something. It was like I knew he protected me, but it was just not at the capacity of what it is now. I will never, ever, ever take it lightly the fact that like when I wanted to start this journey, like Richard was just all in. Like he was all in, you guys. And I think about what it would have been like if he wasn't. Like what would it have been like if Richard had decided, oh, actually, no, I don't want to even open my heart to this. Actually, no, I'm good. I truly feel like we would be in a different place right now. Like we honestly probably wouldn't be together. And I know that there's a lot of women out there that maybe they're contemplating, oh, should I date someone who, doesn't believe in God or who doesn't know and da 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 da. I feel like, I always say when I think about Rich, he, like I told you guys, like he believed in God, but this relationship that he has now it's his own. But I think about like, what about if he wasn't even inclined to come to church with me? What about if like I dated someone, if you're dating someone who doesn't even want, to invite the most important person of your life into his life? Like imagine dating someone who didn't want to get to know your father. That is what it's like when you date someone who doesn't want to go to church with you, who doesn't want to find a relationship, his own relationship with Christ. If you're dating someone who doesn't even like seem to be open to the idea or even, want to remove the ego to follow God, I truly feel like that is a sign to run. Run. Like that's all I can say is run. Because what's going to happen is that relationship is going to pull you away from Christ. You guys are going in opposite ways. You're going towards God, towards Jesus, and he's going the opposite way. So eventually it's just not, I feel like it just wouldn't work out. And it's like, why also would you want to date someone who doesn't want to get to know the most important person in your life? So if you're out here in the dating world and you're wondering like, oh, should I continue to date this person? I think you need to ask yourself is the question you need to ask yourself is this person getting me further away from Jesus or is he pushing me closer to Jesus? I feel like that is such an important question to ask yourself. Is the person that I'm dating pulling me away from God or is he pushing me closer to God? And I feel like that question will answer so much for you because I truly feel like, like the Lord can do anything. Jesus can really do anything. But if a person isn't inclined or doesn't find it in themselves to open up their heart to receive the love that God has to offer them, it's just not going to work because it's a relationship. It's a two-way relationship. You need to want it. To have a relationship with God, you need to want that. And I think sometimes like for men and honestly not just for men, for women, we're always kind of questioning whether or not, this is for me, like whether or not God loves me, whether or not, he wants a relationship with me. And I think that it's easy for us to fall into that mindset because maybe you're around people and you see the way that, they describe God and the love that they have. And you're just wondering, is that ever going to be me? Am I ever going to have a relationship with God like that? Does he want me like that? Am I, part of his kingdom? And you are like, he already chose you. He chose you by sending his only son here on earth, Jesus, to die for your sins. He already chose you. The real question is, have you chosen him? Have you chosen Jesus? Have you chosen God? That is the barrier that's stopping you from having a relationship with Christ, is whether or not you've chosen him, because he's already chosen you. I want to wrap this up by kind of giving you guys a little exercise. It's not really an exercise. Y'all, the notes section in the iPhone is the best thing ever because you can write so many things in there. I have so many different types of notes. I probably have like over 400 notes in my notes on my phone. If you find yourself in situations of constantly dating the same men that are giving you the same results, I think one of the things that you can really do is write down all the qualities that you're looking for in a man. And I'm not talking about like, I'm not talking about like, oh, quality in terms of I want him to have this in the bank account. Da, da, da. No, I'm talking about qualities of a person. Is he a hard worker? Is he, someone that takes care of his family? Like, write all these things down, because I feel like when you write down what you're looking for in a man, it allows you to see, oh wait, am I dating someone that's meeting these expectations? Because if not, then you need to move on. Because if you're not meeting these type of expectations that I have in terms of a man, you're not the one for me. And we shouldn't be wasting our times with people that, aren't gonna give us what we want. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. I'm actually super excited too, because I made it through a whole episode without even tearing up or crying, y'all. And that's big for me, because y'all don't know, your girl loves to cry. She's very emotional. And I really enjoy just kind of sitting here and talking to you guys, because literally, like, I am for the girlies. And at the end of the day, like, I just want the best for every individual out there. And like, I know how sucky it must feel to date someone who just isn't loving us the way that we deserve. So I just hope that this week you guys feel inspired to like date people that meet your standards, because I know there's so many people out there. I'm like, girl, like, you are up here, but I don't know why you don't see it, because I see it. You know what I'm saying? So I just hope that you leave this episode feeling like, yeah, like, actually, I don't deserve that treatment. You don't want to text me. You don't want to take me on a date. I operate up here because that's just where I'm at. And I hope that you guys literally carry yourselves in that way, and that you feel that empowered inside. This is like what I hope for this episode, that you feel so empowered inside that you just can't even fathom allowing this little energy by a man, to come through and make you feel less than. I love you guys so much. So much. I hope you guys enjoyed this podcast, this episode. I'm really just grateful for you guys tuning in. And if you guys can continue to just support the podcast, repost. It just means so much to me. I'm really excited for this year and what this year has in store for Good Regardless. I love you guys so much. Hope you have an amazing week. Bye.